G'day, fellas. And welcome to Grand Finals game number 2 of Outback Octagon 4. Today, we are on Mega Random Octagon, and oh no, we've got another tree line of death. It's happened. My lord, look at these tree lines, dude. Sometimes you get crazy tree lines that just all connect across. Oh, I've just realized, is there a private pond? There's a private pond, but it looks like we've got more than one player that know that it's here. So it's not really private. Villager already, I guess technically it could be private right here, right now if Sass decides to get angry, and he is deciding to get angry. Villager going to be vacating for the moment, but I suspect Nimadan may be moving around to the other side instead. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Game 2 in these Grand Finals. A pleasure to have your company. Hopefully things are running a little bit smoother in this game. As you may have seen in the previous Grand Final, we had a little bit of difficulties. Things didn't go as smoothly as we would have liked, and unfortunately we do have Knights Templar in this game again, so we're going to be having to watch them like an absolute hawk. For anybody wondering, the way that it works at the moment is the Knights Templar, they bug out our mod. We have a mod here that allows us to see all of these beautiful resources at the top, and unfortunately, the Knights Templar, when they age up, it bugs that out. It causes what's called a fatal scar error, and that also has the potential to desync the game. So anyway, look, hopefully we avoid that today. I'll do my best to make sure that we swap out our UI. We'll go back to our basic UI. When that happens, when the age ups come through, hopefully we see them, we spot them. Let's take a look at who we've got. Ladies and gentlemen, sporting on the west of the map in the color red, playing as the Holy Roman Empire. It's Sass _ on Discord for coaching. To his south, in the color yellow, playing as the Mongols with a very isolated spawn. It's Beastie. In the east, in the color pink, playing as the Chinese, another isolated spawn. Representing TRUL, it's Corvinus 1. To his north, on the color turquoise, playing as the Byzantines, it's Puppy Paw. To his east, in the color blue, playing as the Japanese, it's Wham 01. In the north of the map, in the color green, playing as the Knights Templar, faked, it's Demu. And to his west, playing as the Sengoku Daimyo in the color orange, it's Nimadan. And finally, in the color purple, playing as the House of Lancaster, it's Lucifron 7. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Octagon Mega Random. The reason why it's an octagon is because we put a whole bunch of mountains in the corners, so now, all of a sudden, well, it's an octagon. You've got no little corners that you can hide in. The best that we can do is these little things. I guess technically they are corners, but they're just not 90 degrees, so it makes it a little bit harder to dig in there. Let's talk about who we think are going to be our favorites. Actually, you know what? Before we do that, let's take a look at the leaderboard if you don't want to get spoiled for Game 1 and find out who won in that game. And maybe you want to go back and watch it right now, then go do that right now because we're about to spoil the results of that game. Let's take a look at our leaderboard where it currently sits. Currently, Puppy Paw sits on 10 points. You would have seen that at 12 points in the previous game. That is because it was bugged. Now it's showing the correct amount. He's on 10 points. We've also changed it from kills to kill score. So that's representative of not only kills, but also first blood or any potential points that are accumulated in feudal age. They are extra additional points on top. So that's where we're at. Corvinus on 1 point, Beastie on 1 point as well. Okay, there we go. That's our scoreboard done. That's our positions. Now the question is, who's got the best spawn? Who's got the worst spawn? Who's going out first today? I mean, it's kind of hard to go past Nimadan here, but if there's one thing I know about this guy, it's don't count him out early. Do not count this guy out early. He has a number of neighbors nearby. We've got Demu to the north. Over towards the west, of course, we've got Lucifron 7. And down to his south, he's got Sass. So it's definitely easy to point to. But I think, you know what? It probably makes a bit more sense. Don't worry. No, don't get me wrong. I love him. I think he's a great player. But it's going to be hard for Puppy Paw to survive here, especially when there's aggressive players to the south like Beastie. I'll be keeping an eye out on him. Is that our age up? Don't be our age up. Was it our age up? I don't know. It doesn't look like it was our age up. Not just yet. All right, we're switching the UI back. We're playing with fire right here. Let's hope that we don't get burned. Oh, man. This is, oh no. Okay, look, at the very least, okay, if Sass is being contested out here, it's going to be okay. He hasn't actually explored the water. Does he see the deep sea fish? I think he only just saw it right there as the scout ran past. Though, I'm sure there's probably a part of him that thinks maybe it's just more efficient to go off the shoreline fish for now. But I'd be going, the sooner you can get on the deep sea fish, I feel like it's better. It's just, it's so much faster, but I mean, it's a bit of a walk. It's the other thing to note. All right, that's going to be Age Up coming in Q any second here. We're keeping an eye out for it. A little bit of chat going on between these guys as well. I haven't been watching the chat. Lucifron, do you want to chill with Numidan or me? Oh, boys. Do you want to, you want to hop on the cool bus? Or you want to go sit in the front seat? That's the question, my friends. That's the Age Up right there. All right. We can see it. We see it a mile ahead. Let's talk about Age Ups. In fact, who else is clicking up today? Ladies and gentlemen, we got ourselves a Hippodrome coming down for Puppy Paw in the south side of the map. We've also got an Imperial Academy for Corvinus 1. And look at the positioning on this Imperial Academy. Beautifully put right here. One thing that we haven't talked about yet is relics. So maybe we should just go and do that, considering we do have a Holy Roman Empire in this game, right? Where is the Holy Roman Empire, if I remember? Yeah, it's Sass. Oh my god, and he's got a fishing start as well. Okay, unfortunately for him, he's only got one relic that's really accessible. There's a second one here as well. Third, fourth relic, fifth relic, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth down to the south, 10th over here. It looks like we've got all of our relics that are in attendance today, which is good to see. Sometimes you don't get it. We've got 1, 2 sacred sites. There's the third one. Where's the fourth one? Come on. Ah, there you are. There you are. There's always a fourth one. They're always hiding it. They intentionally hide it so you can't find it. Okay, Age Up's coming through. What do we got from KT? There it is. It's going to be the Hospitaller Knights that have arrived now for demo. We'll switch over back to the normal UI for the moment, and we'll keep an eye on him whether or not he fast castles. More Age Ups are on the way. We've got the Abbey of Kings that's coming through over for Lucifron. No Age Up just yet for Numidan, but he's about to click it. Which way does he go? You'd think with all this stealth forest, he'd have to go. Indeed, he does go in to exactly what we'd expect. No Ryokan out for him today. We've got Minework coming in for Sass. Down to the south, Beastie going for the Deer Stones. Could have looked to go into trade, but obviously there's no real option for him. I mean, we got trade posts out here, but a lot of vills beginning to migrate. He's heading out to the berries. Not a whole lot of fish. Not a whole lot of food on this map. There's only a couple of deer dotted around the landscape. So, yeah, there's really not much. Kura Storehouse also coming up for Wham. Now, one thing I'm looking out for here today is how Wham goes about playing this game. Specifically, I want to see what he ages up to castle with, because as you will have seen, Corvinus 1 introduced a new way, not necessarily a new way, but a very good way to play the Japanese, and I wonder if that's going to be emulated at all. So we'll have to wait and see. Now, when it comes to best spots, worst spots, we've obviously picked Puppy Paw as our first victim out today. Sorry, Puppy Paw, we know you won the last game, but these lobbies do get a bit scary. Though, to be fair, like, we're kind of saying, you know, Numidan's a thorn in the side of everybody. Like, don't bother attacking him. He's crazy good on defense. Puppy Paw is equally just as powerful. We'll stick with our guns, though. We'll stick with our guns. And have a look at this. We got some problems early on for Corvinus 1. He's gone into the archery range instead of going into the barracks. And that's going to mean that villagers are now going to be struggling here in this game. Corvinus 1 now going to be rushing upper racks instead. There's a lot of villagers down here. He's turned his own vills around. Have we got textiles at the very least coming through? It doesn't look like it just yet. So not looking to go down that route. And is there a way through here? If he's got a way through here, he should be okay. Actually, he does have a way through. So he'll definitely be okay. Let's check back in over with Corvinus 1 as he manages to surround all of these horsemen. I also want to just double check in with our Knights Templar. Make sure they're not doing anything silly. You're not aging up, are you, Demo, when you shouldn't be? Don't do it, Demo. 97 gold on his little spot out here is good. And it looks like for the moment, with regard to fishing, both of these players have found the deep sea fish. So we've got the potential for 2 runaways out over here. Lucifron and Sass. Whether or not they fight against each other will remain to be seen. Age Up starting to come down. It's the Temple of Equality as well. Exactly what we expected. Back over towards the west. Check him with Numidan. See how he's doing, as it's going to be a Castle Age coming through soon. For the moment, everything's been shut down. But Corvinus 1 did lose a substantial amount of villagers. Actually, I say a substantial amount of villagers. He's on 25 vills. Puppy Paw's on 26. He doesn't even have his Barbican in just yet. And because of that, I think he's only lost the 1 villager, which is impressive, to say the least. Losing only 1 villager in that circumstance is massive. Middle of the map, though. Numidan, a little bit isolated with regard to his vills. You can see how far away they are here. Khan going to be coming out for Beastie. Spotting out exactly what's going on. Age Up about to come through as well. Have we got any second TCs for anybody at this stage? Sake Brewery going to get thrown down. Very awkward and weird spot here for the Sake Brewery. I don't like it at all, as you will know. I always feel like Matsuri and Sake Brewery need to be together, just because, like, you're getting rid of a 30% bonus. Like, why wouldn't you just take the 30% bonus on your already really, really good building? Checking in with Demu, though. Demu's open with the second TC, so it's going to be a little bit delayed on his castle age. Checking in with Puppy Paw. No second TCs just yet. Corvinus 1 hasn't committed yet either. I think, do we have Song Dynasty coming out? Oh, look what Corvinus 1's doing. Corvinus 1's going for battering rams? That's even more interesting because he's doing that within visibility of his opponent. He can see that. And now Beastie's also going to spot this out. And you know what Beastie says, right? When he sees this. Good, good, good. This is exactly what he wants. And look at this. Towards the south. 2 archers together with a spearman. Going to spot this out. Villager's going to be forced away. I think he's got 2 choices here. But the best choice is going to be to probably bring more villagers here. Spear going to be taking a little bit of damage. But it looks like in the end the Golden Horn Tower will get up. Meanwhile, back towards that top side. Battering ram now starting to work on the outpost. He's trying to force him off the board and has definitely done the right thing at this early stage. Age up starting to come through. Beastie now up with the step redoubt. Back towards that top side. It's a fortress now coming up for Demu as well. So he is very much fortifying his position. Sass also going up. It's going to be the Burgrave. Definitely makes sense in this game for him to be going for Burgrave. Primarily because, well, if we consider his position here, he's a little bit far away from the relics. He's got 1 relic to his name. He's opened up a bit of a hole in that wood line. He could go for these 3 that are in the middle, definitely, but it's a bit of a risk when you've got the Khan that's just floating by, just looking out. And Beastie obviously going to be very aware of the risk associated with a Holy Roman Empire neighbor. Towards the south, another battering ram coming up. Corvinus 1, very, very angry with Puppy Paw from the last game, I suspect. Is now really starting to push, really starting to progress. Going to keep an eye on Demu just to make sure. Oh my god, what is Demu doing? Demu's playing the full feudal age build today. White Tower coming up over on the west. No real movement here just yet for Numidan. The main player I want to keep an eye out, at least at this stage, for is Sass. Starting to build up significant number of units. Where is he heading with these? He's heading over towards Numidan. He likes his chances. He likes his chances. That's a lot of units streaming out across the map. Look at them. He's just got so much income right now. Don't be surprised if we see him switch into just a couple of spears to help him. And now on the south side, 4 battering rams coming out. Cataphract together with the Varangian Guard. Not a lot of units here for Corvinus 1 to defend. And an interesting decision to be moving this early into this attack route, especially against a player like Puppy Paw, but he's going to do it. Puppy Paw obviously making units as well. We hear that sacred site being dinged just for a second, I think, while relics are maybe getting picked up here. Back over on the east, Wham is just having a great time. 1, 2, 3 stables. He's got the Temple of Equality out. No more Buddhist monks just yet, but expect to see him start to rise those numbers up. Maybe after a 10, 15 or so mounted samurai. Oh, excuse me. Sacred site's in the middle, starting to get taken here as well. Where are those men-at-arms? We want to see the build-up. There they are. They're back in the base. 3 men-at-arms here for the moment. 4 men-at-arms towards this position. Demu might be thinking about aging up shortly. And Beastie just going fast imp. Beastie just going fast imp. Definitely doing the right thing here, the Beast. Where is he getting his food from? It's all from these pastures. That's the only place he's getting it from. It's a really hard map to play with regard to food. And Demu potentially thinking, yeah, he's doing it. He's going for a second fortress. Wants to really insulate himself from the risk of offensives by these Castle Age players. Looks like this sacred site no longer going to be able to send the pilgrims there as well. Corvinus 1 towards that south side. We can see he's pretty much been cleaned up at this point. Conversion attempt in the middle. Going to get shut down. And Corvinus 1, I think it's pretty much over right here for Corvinus 1. It has been a sad state of affairs. It's just one of those things where his resources were a little bit far away from his town center. He's felt that he needed to play in a feudal age a little bit after seeing those 2 horsemen come out. And now, oh, he's going to go for a big snipe attempt here. I do like this from Corvinus 1. Demu not yet considering the age up. A 3rd fortress now coming down for Demu as he's going to look to try and contest these sacred sites. Demu playing it into feudal age as much and as hard as he can. And Sass over towards the west. Army getting cleaned up. He's picked up the upgrades. We can see he's got +3 damage coming in on top of that 6 damage from the heavy attack. Corvinus 1. I don't think this is going to get scattered out. No, it's definitely not. He's in the stealth forest here. He needs to try and stay alive as long as he can. The question's going to be about whether or not he can do it. Is there going to be anywhere to run for Puppy Paw if he so chooses? And now, oh, this is exactly what he needs. Okay, we got war breaking out on water as well. Demu about to age up. We're going to switch it over. Demu, he's 300 food from aging up, so we're going to switch it right now just so that we don't forget. We'll come back to him. Beastie reaches Imperial Age. Kaganet Palace is down, and he starts off with a wee wee pow. The worst roll that you can get. It's all right. He'll get some use out of it, I'm sure. And now behind the scenes, it looks like Sass is going to achieve dominance, naval superiority over here. Bringing the Vils. Corvinus One knows how important this is. Right here, right now. Town center. It's slowly dying. We can see we've got religious units here, and they've got relics as well. I love the fact that he's brought the relics just in case anyone wants to try and contest. But look at the army that's back here. I don't think he's going to be able to find anything today. All the army is back home, and Corvinus One, you can see he's throwing the question marks out. He's like, bro, why did you pull back? Well, you know why he pulled back? Look at the size of this army over here. There's nothing he can do, man. You can't go against that many conversions. Corvinus One deletes his army. His Vils says he knows it's over. He's not going to be winning that one. Very unfortunate. Demu now reaching the Castle Age. Wonderful, he's up to the Castle Age. We're going to hit this little button down here. Corvinus One obviously a little bit upset about that. You know, at the end of the day, it's one of those things where he was contested by multiple players on the town center, so he had to fall back. He knew that it wasn't the right call. There was always a risk that Corvinus One could try something cheeky, and that's exactly what he did. He knows how good Puppy Paw is. All right, back towards this top side. Demo now going to throw down a third fortress. Check in with Beastie. It's going to be Elite Mangadai. And we do see it go down. He did end up trying to come back for a snipe. Apologies. We've missed the first king kill on every single game here. I'd like to say that we knew it was going to go down, but at the same time, I hate to miss it, so apologies. Apologies right there. Corvinus One, the first one eliminated from this game. Demo could be thinking about going Imperial Age as well. And now the question is, where does Puppy Paw go from here? It almost looks like it could be to the graveyard with the amount of units that are starting to come out here for Wham. He's got a good surround. Back over towards the town center. Orange, Numidan. You know, we talked about this earlier. We said, hey, Numidan is an absolute Giga Chad when it comes to holding, but he's lost a lot of units early on. He was fighting constantly against Sass. And now because of that, it means that his unit count has drained. Numidan with only 5 mounted samurai to his name. It's a bit of a hard spot, and even a player like him not going to be able to hold for the moment. More and more units continuing to come through, and we can see the chat going off right now. Demu and Puppy Paw chatting it out. Whammo1 calling out Age 4 Mongols in the chat. And it looks like the town center now on fire. He's going to start to burn at a much faster rate. We can see it going down. Vil's going to try and take it or try and repair it. Not going to be happening. A little bit of a counterattack potentially happening over towards Sass. And Sass really missing out on quite a bit of tempo here. King now making a run. Interesting move from the King. He goes for the pump fake. Sends it out the other side. Not able to find it. Numidan's going to go down. And then there was 2 that were taken out. Where's the next bit of action that's happening? Now, one thing to note that I think is definitely important to talk about. I think Sass was a little bit too fast and hard out of the gate. I feel like when you're playing as the Holy Roman Empire, if you can get to Castle Age before your opponent and Burgrave them, that makes sense. But if you don't get it there ahead of them and they get the chance to start matching numbers or unit numbers with you, it's probably better just to build up and then go for a big attack at like 30 men at arms, something around that region. But now it's got to the stage where everyone's pretty well built up here. Beastie now has picked up some Mangadai. Palace guards are coming out. More Mangadai on the way. And now we see up towards the north. Demu's position slowly increasing. He's about to be going towards Imperial Age. So, of course, we're going to have to switch off the UI again because we've got a Knights Templar in this game. I will say right now, there's not going to be any more Knights Templars from now on in the Grand Finals. And not so much because of this Scar error that can happen, but if you take your minds back to a game that we played on a bunch of islands, that game single-handedly caused me to lose my mind. Now, Demu's just spent a lot of gold. Is he aging up? We can't see it right now, so I'm going to just hit this UI button, and I'm going to assume he is aging up right now. There's an age up. Yeah, there's the age up. No, that's a villager. That's a villager as well. Is he not aging up? It's hard. No, these are all villagers. Where did he spend his gold? Demu just had a huge amount of gold in the bank. I don't know where it's gone. I'm a little bit scared about clicking off for the moment. Okay, the color palette looking a little bit healthier here. We're missing orange. It always looks a little bit drier. without them. But the corners of this map are slowly starting to fill out. And that's interesting, just simply because... Have we got it yet? There it is. There's the age up. The Kingdom of Poland coming through. 60 seconds. 40 seconds, rather. And then that'll be it. All right, Lucifron. He's doing a decent job to build up over here. Let's check in with him and see how he's doing. Villager count on 61. So he's only just recently dropped down this second TC. A lot of menas as well, getting good coverage. Down towards the south side. Bit of a repel coming in from Beastie. And now we check back in. Over on the side of Wham. The build-up is really happening here for him. Wham now also aging up. It's going to be the Castle of the Crow. Nice little position here. Where's that market? I think this is probably the closest trade post that he's got. Could also be this one here. Daimyo now reaching the Imperial Age. Okay, we should be able to switch over the UI. And now we don't have the risk of those errors happening for the rest of the game. But basically, I've just said, hey, you know what? Just don't... We're going to ban Knights Templar just because of the risk of the desync. That's the real thing that I scare. It makes you see ghosts. I'm not even kidding you. Beastie now coming out of his habitat. Still yet to break that 100 population mark. But remember, he will build quickly. Second TC's gone down. You know what I find interesting as well? But I guess this does make sense. Mongol fast Imperial, as far as I'm aware, is actually faster with a second TC than it is with a single TC. Because you build villages and those villages gather resources, and by the time you get to Imperial Age, it's like it's ever so slightly faster. And it's like, well, would you rather a slightly faster age up time and an extra, 12 villages? Like, obviously. So, yeah. But my math might be wrong. I guess the point I'm trying to make is he probably only went for the single town center just to play it safe. If someone sees him making 2 TCs, then they may potentially attack. All right, so we can see a bit of chat going on right now. He's going around you to fight me. He must be talking to his brother Wham. I'm talking about his brother Wham. Big army coming through for Wham right now. 6 players remain at the 23-minute mark, so definitely a little bit more conservative in this game. Keep in mind, as Outback Octagon does progress with regard to its the time in the tournament, players typically get a little bit more conservative just because it's all starting to come a little bit closer towards that final destination. So people want to take a little less risk. I'd love to hear a little bit more about the decision-making from Corvinus 1. I suspect he was probably just thinking he's going to try and get first blood. Like, he's playing the Chinese. That's the other thing to remember. A great civilization. And I'd love to know exactly what the thought process there was for him. Okay. Lens Connector in on the front line. They're doing a lot of damage here. Men-at-Arms as well working it over. Huge amount of units in here for both players. Crossbow in the back could be the difference between it as the Lords start to go down. Meanwhile, that's 3 Lords that are going out. 4 Lords now. Does the entire lobby hear that when that happens? So will they know that there is an attack that's going on, that Lucifron is actively being attacked? And I think they may, potentially, as the Templar brothers come out. A lot of movement over towards this west side. You can see just how many units he's got here, but the crossbow numbers kind of holding. White Tower working together with them. Meanwhile, towards that south side, Puppy Paw in trouble. Puppy Paw moving his entire army out. Where was he moving it? Potentially towards Sass. Units. Has he not even realized, or does he just... Is he trying to go towards Beastie? Is that the potential play? Obviously at this point he's realized, but I just think he's trying to get the king. I think as the potential option. There's a part of me that's like starting to worry. It's like, am I desynced? What's happening? What's going on? There's the king right there. Wham going to be able to pick up this king kill. Meanwhile, up towards the north, we're not going to miss it. Don't worry. There's the king out right there. So I think Puppy Paw just realized that he was out of position and it wasn't happening. There was no way he was getting back in time with that infantry. It was way too far away from his base. At the time the attack happened, it was over here. So the ability to turn around was so low. Was there something in the chat? I'm reading right now Twitch chat saying he tricked Puppy Paw. I don't know exactly what was said between these two. And Puppy Paw saying in the Twitch chat right now, he's saying, I've been dead for 10 minutes to be honest. And I think that's it. We called you out as the first victim today, Puppy Paw. King on the move. King on the move. He's trying to get it over to the White Tower. It looks like he'll be successful. He's got a couple of units blocking in here. But how much longer is he gonna... No. No. What is going on in these grand finals, dude? What? What was that? What? What was that? Excuse me? Let's speed it up just a little bit so we're live with these guys. What? I just had to change player perspective? What? Dude, what is going on right now? These grand finals are cursed. Somebody save me. Oh, Lord. All right, we're going to try and hold on with this game together. Whammo 1. Moving towards the base of Demu. It's a big base. He's got a lot of places he can run as well. Keep that in mind. We see that he's gone. It looks like there's no boost here to the amount of health. Just yet. Another fortress going to be coming up. Nice amount of Slatter that's out as well. Good combo Slatter together with the Templar brother. A retreat for the moment. Await and Whammo 1. Oh, Lord. Hey. What is going on right now? Dude, I think Wham crashed. I think Wham whammed himself. I think it was Wham Bam thank you, ma'am. He took out Puppy Paw, and then he crashed. Wham... Bro, this is the most cursed grand finals we've ever seen. Oh, my Lord. There's a part... I'm so confused. I don't know what's going on right now. The game is crashing. The game's pausing. Wham's crashing. It's all going to shit, but don't worry. We're going to try keeping it together. We're going to try our best. Oh, gosh. Okay, I'm receiving word right now from the admin. So after Puppy Paw was backstabbed by Wham, Puppy Paw has pulled out the Wi-Fi from the wall, and that's essentially... Not really. I don't know what's happened to Wham, unfortunately, but we're going to go with that. I think that makes for a good story. Puppy Paw gets backstabbed by Wham, and Wham gets the Wi-Fi pulled out. It's a classic. We've all been there before. Oh, dude, that's insane. Wham was in a crazy good position here. He'd taken out multiple players in this lobby. He was literally on his way to go full clear with the Japanese. And now, just because of bad internet or game crash, I think it was a game crash, to be honest. We'll get confirmation shortly. But it's after the 20-minute mark. And for anybody who knows the rules... somebody help me! What's going on there? We're seeing King snipes. Beastie picks up the plus 50 kill from... Was it Numidan's base? No, it was over here. He grabs the king kill. Okay, we're fine, we're fine. Treb's now working it down. Demu trying to get 50 pop back at the very least. You know what? It's been an absolute shit fight of a game, but hey, at the very least, we can try and see what happens in the end. Because it's 2 players remaining. Demu and Beastie. Beastie 300 pop. Demu 250. Both of them relatively evenly matched. The main difference here is the Mangadai numbers, but keep in mind with the Mangadai numbers come the Schlatter Cavalry. Probably the best counter to this. You've got 16 damage on the Mangadai, but still they're kind of getting through the Schlatter despite that ranged armor. 11 ranged armor. If there's ever a unit to do it, bro, how do you deal with this? I think you got to go into Mangoes straight away, don't you? I don't think there's any way that you could survive it, but bro, this is the most cooked Outback Octagon grand final game we've ever seen. I'll say it right now, just going forward, I hope that the rest of the games will be enjoyable to watch, because these last 2 games have been difficult for me to cast. I'll say that right now. It has not been easy. There's been a lot, and it's all technical issues, right? Like, that's the trouble that we've had. Hopefully things get fixed up. Okay, we're going to try and focus in here. So how does Demu go about defending against these Mangadai? See, the trouble... so Demu at the very least needs walls up. And he needed his walls up yesterday. He's begun work on, like, this perimeter wall. But even then, this is kind of... It's not necessarily bold. It's just... It's very far away. And that's part of the reason why I enjoy this map so much, because it takes away this corner from you. It makes it much harder to wall in. It gives you more aggression. He's going to put down another TC. He's at 86 Vils at the moment. So this will push him up to 3 TCs. Definitely the right call, especially if you're up against the Mongols. Deerstone's being brought forward now, unpacked. So this king was eliminated. Wham's king was eliminated. So we're okay. And for anybody who's wondering on YouTube, you know how there was that little bit of a stutter before where we just changed player perspective and then it fixed up? Apparently that was to do with my internet. That wasn't even to do with the game itself. Apparently my internet cut out. People on Twitch are saying that that my internet disconnected for a short little bit of time, about 30 seconds, and that's what it was. So obviously I think we were disconnected for about 5-6 seconds, something like that. And then obviously Twitch takes some time to reconnect, but that's essentially what's happening there. Okay, so I guess despite the fact of what's gone on this game, this puts both of these players, I mean, Beastie's arguably in the better spot. He's got almost 100 pop more over the top of Demu. But Demu's got quite a good defense that's here. One thing to note, though, is that with your fortresses, these fortresses don't have access to cannon emplacements or bombard emplacements. They've only got access to trebuchet emplacements. And while they do decent AoE, they're not very good at hit tracking or target tracking something like a Mangudai. Hui Powers starting to come out in force here. That's 2 of them down now as well for Beastie. It's moving into a few bombards, and definitely the right call moving into this many bombards when you have got somebody with a whole bunch of defenses. And, you know, credit to Beastie for recognizing, hey, there's a lot of defenses here. We need to get through this. Horseman also going to be coming out as well for Demu. Demu really just draining his bank as much as he can. You can see barely got anything left to spend. Beastie's starting to progress towards that 300 pop. Demu's got it open, though, ready to go. Up to 250. You can see people in the chat saying, make Outback Octagon a LAN event. I tell you what, I think we'd still need a couple of patches to fix that up. Maybe not even patches. I don't even know how we'd guarantee that everything's okay. You can't even if you... I mean, LAN events aren't immune from technical issues either. That's the other thing to remember. I remember we used to have issues doing Vololol. Okay. We powers together with the bombard's going to be focusing this down. Demu now attempting to break through. Good luck against the Mangudai, sir. How do you even deal with the Mangudai? Somebody answer me that question, because I genuinely don't know. He's got 10 ranged armor here. I mean, he's doing work. We'll say that right now. Like, the trouble is this army's big. This is 80 Mangudai that are in this pocket right now. A little bit of a chase coming through. He's cleaned out the siege, or at least initially that siege. There's more back here. He's going to try and push it up for a bit of a surround, but Beastie's got a beautiful little choke point in here. Beastie saying, not today, sir. You're not getting through. 3 Hui Powers down now for Beastie. Demu just cleaning up this siege, and hold on a minute. Beastie, he's lost more than 20 Mangudai now. The units keep coming. It's almost like he's actually got the critical mass here. The trouble that you've got from Beastie's side is Beastie needs to keep kiting, but if he keeps kiting, he's going to lose the siege. And if he loses the siege, he can't push the buildings. And if he can't push the buildings, then the Mangudai don't mean anything. Oh, Demu! Oh, Demu! He's doing it, baby! Look at that! I can't believe what we're witnessing. Yo, Demu! Oh, here we are talking about the Mongols, talking about, you know, oh, they're impossible to beat, the civilization. Mangudai's very good. Wow. Wow. Okay, all right, okay. So how does Beastie deal with that? Does Beastie have to make units other than Mangudai? Oh, look at that. He's making... Is that Spearmen? There's no way he's making Spearmen. Palace Guards. It's Palace Guards. Don't worry. It's Palace Guards. So... Wow. We are really seeing an impressive boost right here. And you'll note with the Knights Templar, they've got this armor upgrade right here. And this is massive, right? Like, it might not seem like much, but if we were to math this out, okay? Mangudai does 16 damage, okay? A normal horseman has got, that's a Schlatter Cavalry. A normal horseman, you'd be looking at 8 armor, which means 8 damage the Mangudai is doing. But because of the 10 armor, it's only doing 6 damage, which means it's effectively doing 25% less damage. It means it stays alive for 25% longer. It means it puts out a lot more damage because of that. That's impressive. And that's a huge power for KT in this late game situation. Demu now only 50 pop down from Beastie. On top of that, he's also matched the villager count now. 130 vills against 133. And he's got the 3rd TC. 4th TC. He's gone for 4 TCs. Oh, Demu. You know, if we gave out awards, which we do, but there's no award for, like, most improved player, for Outback Octagon 4, without a doubt, it's Demu. Bro, I've been saying it since the first week. This is a different player that we are watching right here. This is a player that just... it feels like he has an intricate knowledge of FFA. I don't know what his routine has been for the last year, but it's like he's been training in the hyperbolic time chamber with with Goku for the last year. Like, it is incredible, the performance diff that we are starting to see with him. I'm putting it out there right now. He's a favorite to win after watching this. Daimyo looking very solid now as he begins to mount the southern attempt. Coming in from multiple sides. Beastie, the wall's starting to close in on him. And there's the spears, exactly as we suspected. Only veterancy at the moment. Of course, Beastie, no option to get walls out, so it's going to be a bit of a tougher sell for him. Now, keep in mind, Beastie could always try for a snipe. Templar headquarters with 8,000 health, but he's got 3 fortresses nearby. Keep in mind, look at the fire armor that we've got here. 6 fire armor, 5 fire armor. So there's always the possibility for a snipe. Sacred Site victory. Honestly, you could potentially see a Sacred Site victory coming out for Daimyo here. I wouldn't be surprised if we see him move for these Sacred Sites. That's a villager. I got excited. I thought it was a monk. Don't be surprised if he moves for these Sacred Sites in the next couple of minutes. Pilgrim still coming out. Look at the amount of gold he's picking up. 2,200 gold per minute here. A huge amount of gold that's coming through from these pilgrims. Beastie with a bit of a raid in the back line. Daimyo still with the villager lead at the moment. Khan is back here as well. He's chasing him out with the horsemen. Trying to get some of these drive-bys on the villagers. You can see all of them being left with a very small amount of health. Finally manages to hit one of them. And now back towards that south side. The numbers continue to build for Daimyo. Relics are out here still, if he's interested. Of course you're interested. Beastie with 4 relics to his name. Speaking of relics, there they go. Infantry numbers are building. A little bit of a lull in the action for the moment. Steppered out, moving over towards the east side. He's looking for any kind of gold he can grab. There is gold over here. Does this get scouted out? How does he know? He knew that. He just spotted them. He just saw them. A little bit. He just got a little bit of information. That's massive. That's absolutely huge. Now, to be fair, there's really nothing that he's going to be able to grab out here with the steppered out. But that's one landmark that's already down. This could be a second one that comes down shortly. A little bit of a chase on at the moment as Daimyo chases all these villagers down. I can't believe how this has gone, considering we had Wham that was absolutely set up for this late game. Khan still behind the base. Single Schleider cavalry going to come out and ruin his day. And there's the Sacred Sites now potentially getting taken. Or is he looking to pick up relics still? Vils get split up. So Beastie could potentially be thinking about maybe sniping. Is that what he's going for? You can see he wants to put this outpost down. A couple of villagers have made it through. Whether or not they get found out remains to be seen. But you've got to keep in mind that Daimyo's now been alerted to the presence over there, so he'll naturally continue to look. And that's what we see. It'll be hard for him to spot it. It's right on board with him. Just got the attack move up towards this spot. And now Daimyo making it towards the main base of Beastie. Bit of a king check for you. Sitting in the main TC. Plenty of outposts. Cannon emplacements on all of them. That's a lot of AoE damage. And look at the nest of bees. Good luck striking down Beastie today with all this defense. Daimyo, 228 pop. Beastie, 270. He's going to just go for the Vils instead. Villagers getting mauled by the cavalry. Beastie down to 98 Vils now. Daimyo going to start sieging from the north. All the Vils have jumped inside to the outpost. And the spears are cleaning up. You can just see how quickly all of these units fall. There's no real threat to the king. A lot of army lost there for Daimyo, but a lot of villagers taken out on the side of Beastie. Now these Vils continue to move. Up towards the north, they spot a new gold vein. Beastie, of course, running a little bit low on gold. He's at 444 per minute. There's not many resources on this map remaining. 2.7k. Mangadai gonna spot this out as well. The villagers transitioning to the stone outcropping for Daimyo. It's gonna be a slow and steady crawl on taking out every one of these Vils. A lot of health on them. Have a look at that. 98 health. And the Vils hit the Mangadai and say, nah, you can't run fast enough, my friend. Not today. He's got another gold vein back down here. Only 1,100 on it. Daimyo setting up for Sacred Victory exactly as we suspected. How does Beastie go about challenging this? Sacred Site now being taken. Fourth one still yet to be taken. But Daimyo still yet to max out completely. 214 pop. Beastie 300. Now keep in mind, Beastie's got a lot of siege here. He's got a lot of spears, a lot of hand cannoneers as well. This is a beautiful composition from the Beast. He's just returning back to the OG style that we typically see players pull against the Knights Templar, a civilization that favors cavalry completely. No other real unit needed. Just make the Schlatter cavalry. Oh, he's looking for something a bit sneaky here. Outpost yet to be put up. Beastie doesn't see it. He's going to spot it now. He'll see the cavalry moving down. And naturally, his goosebumps should start on his neck. He should feel it. Look, to be honest, I don't even think there's any chance of him taking it out with this many cav. I think you'd probably need at least 2x. Like, this is a lot of cav, don't get me wrong, 42. But he's going to try. Beastie returning back as well. Once again for the snipe. I don't think he needs to do it, but is he just delaying Beastie? Is that what's happening? There's a chance that he's just delaying Beastie. He's going to try and pop the prayer tent. Vils get caught out of position. Prayer tent moves immediately. Oh, very smart by Beastie. He's not going to wait around to get siege down. Wallalol attempt. Oh, danger. Danger. Another potential Wallalol. Is he paying attention? He's paying attention. That's a third one. Beastie calling out to everybody in the world right now. And I think Demy's just pulling back the army. Yeah, he's just pulling back the army. He's just saying, hey, bring that army back here for me, brother. But Beastie's only brought back half of the army. There's nothing here to defend these sacred sites right now for Demu. He's going to try and pick up relics that are on the move. Beastie with quite a few of them out. He's got, we can see a total of 6 here. He's got 5 in the bag. Back towards the front. Look at the bombards. Look at the bombard number. Hand cannoneers and spears. Fortress trying to keep it alive. He's got the emplacement on the top. The bombards shut down the mangonels immediately. Demu throwing away a whole bunch of cavalry needlessly. And that's landmark number 1 down here for Demu. 46 more to go. This civilization notorious for its ability to just pick up and put down landmarks wherever it sees fit. I don't see a world where Demu holds this. Beastie's got a huge army. He knew exactly what he needed to do in this situation. He just stood silently, building up the army, recognizing, hey, I can't just make Mangudai and win this game. It's not as easy as Kaganet Palace plus Mangudai. And now he sieges down the first and the second of the Knights Templar fortresses. A distinct lack of mangonels here. Court architects coming through for Demu. It'll give him a little bit more health on these buildings. There's the mangonels finally coming in. I think we've got a Puppy Paw fan in the house. Every time we've watched Puppy Paw play the Knights Templar, it always ends with 1,000,000 mangonels and a whole bunch of fortresses as well. Now, I'm really not a fan of going into the trebuchet placement. I feel like it's just better to spam fortresses as much as you can because they have all of the boiling oil. Sacred site number 2 about to be neutralized here. Number 1 about to go down. You can see he's got the warrior monk on standby. And Beastie pushing forward with a beautiful army. Bombards. Nest of bees. Spearmen. Hand cannoneers. The dream combination in the late game. More than 60 spearmen. Almost 50 hand cannoneers. Significantly larger army than his opponent. About double. But you can hear right now behind the scenes all the Schlatter that are coming out. It's going to be extra hard for him to deal with this. Now keep in mind the mangonels have got their upgrades. Adjustable crossbars have come through. But they're going to be dealing with these bombards. These bombards are just going to look towards them and take them out. Vil's trying to repair the fortress. Mangonels getting some decent damage here on the bombards. Nest of bees teeing off as well. And it feels like there's probably just not enough mangonels, he says, as there's literally 6 mangonels out right now. Beastie bringing forward for an outpost. Oh, we've got ourselves a snipe attempt on the south. There's always the chance. Beastie trying to hold on a little bit longer. Reinforcements coming in to help out. Might need to delete a few Vils here just so that he can hold on for even longer. Beastie. He's got decent coverage here, but the Vils starting to go down. Beastie down to 100 Vils now. Below that threshold, now down to 96. Meanwhile, towards the front, the Schlatter cavalry looking good. Mangonel still firing off, getting wonderful coverage. Demy's landmark goes down. Wololo, Beastie saves him with a Wololo. Demy's got nothing left. Demy's got nothing left. He's got 28 military units. Beastie manages to capture the army with the Wololo. He'll potentially use that to push him now. Demy's in he's got a big problem right now. He's not only dealing with Mongol units, or Rus units, or Chinese units. No. He's also dealing with Knights Templar units as well. Oh, boy. And Beastie and Demu now typing in the GGs. That is it, ladies and gentlemen. Beastie taking the victory over a defeated Demu. A sad state of affairs for him there, but an incredible game from him nonetheless. Unfortunately, in the end, we don't get to witness the power of Wham, but we do get to see the beast that is Beastie. That's about the best I can do for you there. Economic count, Beastie well ahead. Military count, you can see that climb just continuing. He was very fortunate in that he picked up that secondary kill. I don't think we ever really saw Demu get close to maxing out on 250 pop and like having enough space to overflow. So I think even if Demu had that option for 300 pop, it would have been a hard sell for him. Oh boy. All right. That's game 2. We're going to take a look at the leaderboard shortly. Before we do that, I just want to apologize for the technical issues we've been dealing with here. We're going to do our best to fix them. We're going to hope that things go well, but there's no guarantee that we can fix it up. I'm going to get confirmation from our admin now that everything's been fixed up and ready to go on the back end. We want to make sure that the leaderboard is accurate and is correctly represented with their points. So give us a moment while we fix it all up. All right, the leaderboard has been updated. Let's take a look and see where they currently land. Puppy Paw on 10 points at the top of the table. Beastie, 9 points. Lucifron, 4. Wham on 4. Corvinus, 1 on 1. And Demu on 1 as well. Numadan and Sass yet to score points. But they will be, I'm sure, shortly on the table. Because next up, we have got rigged Chaos Random. And it's going to be good. I know for a fact it's going to be good. It's going to be fun. Anyway, we'll catch you in the next one. Thank you very much for watching.